Joy to the world.
Joy to the world.
King is born.
He is?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and welcome to the show. If by chance you are tuned in tonight, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Santa Claus comes tonight.
He does?
You know about that? Well, he comes for the good children, so I guess you don't know about that.
No.
No. Why not? How come you're so bad, Lucia?
You know, we're just going to go live for a bit to close out the year. No plans, no schedule. Just hanging out if you're around.
We are here to tell you how grateful we are for what we've gotten to do in 2025. Everything that we've done in 2025 was amazing.
Merry Christmas, Mark Booze. Merry Christmas, Joe Hupp.
Those boozers, they were having a party for Christmas.
Of course they are.
Of course.
Of course they are. So, Mr. Murph.
Of course, we did tax season 2025.
Oh, man. That was a long tax season.
January through April, 121 days.
Yep.
And I wouldn't trade a day of it for anything else because every day we go to work, we help people.
Mm-hmm.
And helping people and going through life with a grateful attitude is what I believe a good life is defined as.
I agree.
Of course, they pay me to help them.
Yeah, but you're like just a naturally helpful soul.
But I am able to do some of what I like to do instead of everything I have to do.
Yeah.
Because we work so hard for those 4 months.
Yes, we do.
For that 121 days, we were putting in, no word of a lie, 10 hours a day.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So other people, they work 2,000 hours all year long. Well, we put in 1,200 hours in the first 4 months of the year. Lucia included, because she's right there. She's right there with me. Her opening hours are my opening hours. And when everybody is coming to her door and they want to do a deal, she helps them with that.
Yeah. We'll be celebrating 10 years next year with that, man.
This March? Are you sure that's only 10 years? That's 11 years.
Joe Hupp's got a question. Have you guys noticed something yellow?
The halo around my head?
Probably.
Yes, I am a Christmas angel. I must confess. I am here to show you the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. And this Christmas angel ain't going to pull any punches either. So, pay attention and be grateful. Be humble and help others.
Yeah. So...
Is that the only word you know, Lucia?
No.
So, I know 2 words. I know no and so.
Sorry, I'm just putting the word out there to people to tune into the year-end show.
Of course you are.
I'm doing my job.
Lucia thinks I'm a Christmas angel, but I think she's a Christmas angel. Uh-huh.
Funny. So in case you guys are wondering, we have something different going on. We have parted ways with Restream, for those of you who use Restream.
And we're letting Rumble step in.
And we're letting Rumble step in because we have been invited to join the creator program. We're very excited. The Rumble platform, in case those of you who are wondering, is more of a freedom of speech platform. They don't tend to silence you. They don't copyright you when you play cover songs and stuff.
They don't mind if you say the F word.
No, yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Wait a minute. I was told something different.
No. We got to still watch. You really don't want that kind of a show. That's more for
This is a family show,
Yeah.
anyways.
It's more like an after dark party if we're going to do
just
that.
lets the occasional F-bomb slip.
Fuck you.
That's what I mean. See? You're paying attention.
But anyhow, we've been invited to join the Rumble Creator Program. Yes, that is a beer in his hand, Mr. Hupp. I don't drink.
It's not a beer. It's a Truly.
Same thing. It's booze.
It is a blueberry dlinky drink.
So we've been invited to join the Rumble Creator Program. It's a very flexible platform for creators, and decided to jump on the bandwagon partway with Restream because $400 a year was pretty expensive.
What was that new thing on Facebook today that they want to know if you're a business or a creator or
Facebook is rolling out brand new things now where they're stop swearing. Yes, sir. See, you're getting me in trouble. Facebook is rolling out a brand new thing now where they're reclassifying pages. So instead of you going out and say, "Oh, well, I'm a car detail shop," your page is now going to be a business. So Glenn, his page has been identified as business. My page has been identified as business. I'm surprised they haven't touched the creator page yet.
No, the NEPA Tripe Tour. They asked me whether it was a business or not.
What'd you say?
Well, the same classification that goes for not for profit.
Okay.
Goes for a business. So I just said, yeah, let's see. We're kind of a business.
I'm sure we could change it at a later date, but Facebook has been rolling out a lot of changes. The newest change that they put out was something about links in descriptions anymore. If you just use a link, they're not going to put you up high in the algorithm anymore. So you got to be more creative, either by putting the link in the description or putting the link in the comments down below, stuff like that.
They don't want you to post links.
No, they don't want you to go off the platform.
On your Facebook as a post on your wall.
Right.
And this is a way that a lot of creators get cross.
You technically shouldn't be inviting your YouTube crowd to tune in to your Facebook and vice versa. So I'm kind of glad that Rumble has a feature where you can be on both your Facebook page and YouTube.
Well, the fact of the matter is we want to do some cross marketing. We want to get people who we already have for friends and confidants on Facebook to come and check out our YouTube channel because we do a lot more there. When I'm on Facebook, I do my photo essay. I pick the best pictures of the day from our vacation.
Your pictures are stellar. We need to make reels out of that stuff. That is liquid gold.
And I could make a video out of the whole day's worth of pictures, but Lucia already did a video that covers the whole day.
Okay.
So asking our followers to come and watch our video on another platform is not allowed.
So for those of you that are new here, hey, Danny, it's for those of you that are new here, Glenn is the photographer. I am behind all of the videos. I'm behind all the editing.
The vlogger.
Yeah, I'm the vlogger.
The videographer.
Thank you, Joe.
She's not the editor.
By the way, Joe, we're coming to Australia in 2027. So hopefully you'll be in our itinerary that we get to meet you in person. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But 2025, we started off with a very rigorous tax season. Whenever Glenn is busy, I'm busy because people are getting their money to buy cars.
Well, we already kind of talked about the first 121 days.
So,
and I like to get onto the fun stuff.
We're getting there. Relax. This is no marathon, in the famous words of Rob Heating. So after tax season, for those of you who are familiar with us, we hit the ground running. Danny Dizzle Supermod 30. Look at that. We hit the ground running and we made our way to a cruise. Our first Royal Caribbean Ovation of the Seas. It's an older ship, and courtesy of PK Adventure Travel, we were able to set our expectations for when we got on the ship.
I want to say thank you because Joe likes my vacation pictures.
Yeah. And Danny said, Glenn, what's up?
And what's up is I'm trying to have Lucia get to the good stuff.
Well, we're getting there. So,
but I don't want to rush her because she will yell at me.
So we get on the ship of Ovation of the Seas.
Ovation. We boarded in Tianjin, China, which is a city almost as big as Beijing, only it's on the water.
We spent 3 days in Tianjin, China. And let me tell you, do not be afraid to travel to China. There is nothing to be afraid of. We have been to Asia so many times, so many different countries, so many different areas. We've been to over 50 countries around the world in the past 11 years. And of all the places that I've been, I've never felt more safe in China and Japan. But we'll talk about Japan in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent 3 days in China. And
it was like being in America, kind of.
Well, there's no crime. Don't go looking for it because you'll end up in jail.
Zero crime.
Yeah, zero crime.
We walked from our hotel over to that fancy, it was like a British pub or something.
That was cool.
And
we walk in and they were greeting us. They said, they were using their English so well, sat us down, showed us how to order.
Because I wanted to order one of everything on the menu.
And we ended up going back to that British pub, I think, more than once.
Yeah, we went back again. I mean, the first time was really, really good.
It was.
But the second time when I went back, I was like, well, I have to order this because we had it before, and I have to order this because we had it before. But then I want to order the other things.
The tripe in China is fantastic. I did not have tripe in China salmon fire.
Are you sure?
No, I didn't have tripe in China. That was Hong Kong.
We had tripe in Hong Kong.
I have not had it in China, but
we had a little bit when we were in Shenzhen.
But that's a different adventure. That wasn't
the first adventure. No, in Beijing we had a lot of Western food. We go there because we love Asian food and they feed us Western food.
Joe, I will tell you that the car scene in Japan, and we'll talk about it later, would blow your mind away. So, what?
The car scene?
Yeah, you see the cars they drive in Japan. They're not driving no little mini putt-putts.
That Ferrari was cool.
Yeah, and the DeLorean and all the other cars that we've seen. So after spending 3 days in Tianjin, China, and making our way around, we were having trouble trying to find a way to get to the ship. It was so expensive, but thank God to our driver through
Go
Tour, he took us to the cruise port. He was very helpful the entire time we were in China. He took us anywhere and everywhere we wanted to go. We got to experience Universal Beijing. No.
Yeah,
we did. Universal Beijing. And let me tell you, if you want to go to the best Universal Park, go to Beijing. If you want to go to the best Disney,
you will not wait in line.
No. We rode everything. I didn't ride one ride, and that was it. If you want to go to the best Disney, I'm going to say Hong Kong. And I'll tell you why. Because both of them are the smallest parks. You can literally go on everything with no delay. So we made our way over to the ship. We got on the ship, and it was funny because when we were in China, we were watching Ryan's Ovation of the Seas. So we knew our way around the ship. Like, it just felt so surreal because it was like, oh, we saw this in Ryan's video. We saw that in Ryan's video. And when we got on the ship, our expectations were set pretty high. You're up.
Ryan's video?
Yeah.
Which
PK
one?
Adventure Travel, Ovation of the Seas. We watched this video before we got on the ship. Get out of your phone.
So you're talking about Ryan Ishida?
No, Ryan
Rion.
No, that's Japan. We're on China.
Okay, so
Ryan from PK Adventure Travels made a video of Ovation of the Seas. We watched it before we got on the ship. And we knew where everything was.
He wasn't on the ship.
No, and we got our expectations up high because it looked like it was a wonderful cruise until
Jamie Oliveris tried to serve us last week's seafood.
Exactly.
I didn't like that.
No. So our experience with Royal was meh. That was our one and done. We were supposed to do Star of the Seas. Get out of your phone.
Shut up.
Thank you. We were supposed to do Star of the Seas, but we didn't. And we just decided to. Thank you. Ryan from PK Adventure Travels. That's right, Joe. We were supposed to do Star of the Seas, but I backed out of it because I didn't want to be disappointed again. Will we ever go on another Royal Caribbean cruise? I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Only because, yes, we ate in specialty restaurants almost the whole time that we were on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But it was only because we looked at the menu in the MDR, and the MDR was like boilerplate cruise food,
definitely
kind of stuff. Like, yes, you can have chicken with your Caesar salad. Like, no, we want to come on this cruise to be impressed.
There was no impressions.
Well, we went to Wonderland.
That was a bust.
To eat, and they had to describe everything that they were putting.
And they pushed everything down your throat. You must try this.
This is what you're
having. You must try that. No, that I didn't like that. Jamie Oliveri served us last week's food. They made up for it later on the cruise. I was happy about that. When we were in the one bar, though, I didn't like the fact that they cut Glenn off because they felt that he was doing his job better than the bartenders. But then they made up for that too.
We had a wonderful cruise on Ovation. We got to visit South Korea, 2 different stops in South Korea, one in Busan and one on Jeju Island. Jeju Island, we got to have the complete tour of the island.
That was
including
so good.
petting the little black pigs.
And we missed out on the volcano. We escaped the volcano a day early.
On Jeju Island, we got to pet the black pigs.
Yeah, that was cute. And then we got to eat it.
And then we got to eat the black pigs. Thank you very much. Because there was a squirrel in the room somewhere, and Lucia jumped to the next island.
Sorry. Joe's looking forward to our Ireland trip next year. Me too, Joe. Me too.
Kagoshima, we rented some bicycles, we rode them all the way around the volcano. And come to find out, 3 days later, the volcano erupted.
How crazy is that?
And covered the whole place with volcanic ash.
Yeah, that was nuts. Nuts.
Then we made it to a couple of other stops in Japan. We went to Osaka.
We did.
Which was our second time in Osaka.
Osaka's a good trip, but I like Tokyo better.
And then they landed us in Yokohama. Only this time in Yokohama, we went to stay at Rakunayan Villa.
We did. Rakunayan Villa is the bomb.
It is a 1-bedroom apartment in Wakoshi.
So if you want to like experience old Japanese culture, you want to stay at Rakunayan.
10-minute walk to the train station.
Yep.
And once you get on a train in
you can go anywhere.
Tokyo, you can go anywhere you want.
Anywhere. Subway system in Japan is the best.
Everything is on time.
Don't take taxis. Don't take any of that.
No Ubers.
No, you don't want that. Not at all. Subway system's the way to go.
So that was our first vacation after our busy season.
Every time
we boarded a ship in Beijing after staying there a couple of days pre-cruise. And we went all the way from China to South Korea to Japan and got dropped off in Yokohama.
Yep.
Stayed over at the Airbnb for the very first time. It was like we were living there, even though it was only for a couple of days.
That was great.
And that was all to get ready for the great family vacation of 2025. June 2025, we took 2 of my children, 2 of my girls.
Hi, Cruise Nuts.
Along with their husbands and boyfriends.
Yes.
Now fiancés.
Yep.
My brother-in-law, John.
That was cool.
And Lucia and I's niece, Lena.
Yes.
So we had 8 of us in tow. We went to Athens for a couple of days. Got to see the Parthenon. Got to hang out with some of our friends that I've known since 2013.
That was cool.
Visiting Greece.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then we went to the island of Paros.
Oh.
Now, there is 1,000 islands in Greece that you can visit.
Yep.
And everybody goes to Mykonos and Santorini.
Yes.
because of the Blue Dome churches and the party lifestyle and all that. But
Right.
we went to Paros, and every night we would eat on the waterfront, watching the sun go down, enjoying some lamb chops or barbecue or souvlaki or fresh fish, octopus caught in the sea today.
Right.
And the jumbo shrimp that everybody loves so much. We would drink some Aperol Spritz, have a beer, wash it all down with some ouzo.
All of our Japan creators are live. Shout out to Japan Walk. Shout out to Lemmy. Shout out to Emmy, With Me Japan, and D&G Explorers.
The gang's all here.
Well, they're live, so I don't think they're going to see us. But
so a whole week on the island of Paros. We went to the car for a day or two.
That was cool.
We were there. We got to see the beaches.
Probably, Joe.
Swam in a couple of different beaches along the way.
That was cool.
And it was just, the Greeks are very hospitable people.
Yes, they are.
They are very welcoming.
Where we stayed was epic.
Where we stayed was amazing.
Yeah.
They had a beautiful, refreshing swimming pool.
Oh, yeah.
They served us breakfast every morning next to the pool. The bar was open at night, but we never went to the bar at night, did we?
No. We had
our fill, and that's
everybody else kind of did the Greek scene at night, but no, not us.
Yeah, we did not go clubbing with your brother and the teenager.
Hell no.
Unless you're not a teenager.
No.
But that was our big Greek adventure in June. July, the end of July, we went on a brand new cruise ship, a Norwegian cruise ship.
We did.
Just came out in
Norwegian
April.
Aqua.
And we went on Norwegian Aqua.
Now, I'm going to tell you this because I'm sure there's people that are tuned in right now because there's 9 people tuned in. I'm sure other people have gone on Aqua and I'm sure they've enjoyed it. But I think Aqua, yes, clubbing is so $19.99, Joe. I agree. I'm going to say for Aqua, I was very disappointed.
Why?
They overhyped it like it was the greatest thing on earth, which is why I did not book NCL Luna. Because when I got on there, I felt like it was just another Norwegian ship. There was not enough pools for everybody. All the excursions on the ship were always busy every time we hit a sea day. And in the public areas, I felt claustrophobic. So NCL Aqua was meh. So I think before I hit another NCL, which won't be until May, for me to do a newer ship with NCL, they're going to have to really knock it out of the park because Luna is just like Aqua. And I can't get on a cruise ship for the same itinerary and just go for the ship. Unless you're MSC, sorry. Or Rotterdam, sorry.
Well, our trip on Aqua started with a little SeaWorld trip and a stay with the Boozes.
Yep.
We thoroughly enjoyed our time in Central Florida. And we boarded in Port Canaveral for the very first time.
Yeah.
Had no idea how many ships are in Port Canaveral, but there's lots of ships there every single day boarding and disembarking.
Right.
But getting on the Norwegian Aqua and visiting the places that we got to visit. We got to visit Dominican Republic. We got the grand tour of the place, the Pink Street, the Umbrella Street, the Amber Mine, the cigar factory, all of that. And it did not rain.
No.
Thank goodness it did not rain.
Let's play a song. I know you like this song. Going cruising with Sean and Lana from the Down Under Cruisers Carnival Lunamosa around Australia. Now, that is a possibility, Joe, when we come in 2027. We just might do a cruise. Thank you for sharing that. All right, sorry. I had to play that because I'm scrolling through looking for a song, and that just came up. Sorry, go ahead.
That's fine. That's fine. I know that our itinerary Aqua included their private island.
Yeah.
Which we had to tender to this time, but they assured us that the Deepwater port was going to be ready to receive ships in 2026.
Yep.
Great Stirrup Cay was a really cool place because it was all brand spanking new.
Yeah.
They didn't have, well, I guess they did have a lighthouse there. It wasn't as big as the MSC Ocean Key lighthouse. But we also got to visit St. Thomas and drink some bushwhackers.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
At the top of the cable car.
That thing was potent. You were like, woo!
Well, it was a Bailey's based coffee drink.
That was a pretty potent drink.
It was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But next door to the cable car station was the Pirate Museum.
That was cool.
Which I really loved, the Pirate Museum. We also went to that private beach. What was that, on St. Martin?
Yep.
Tortola.
Tortola. That was wild, going up the mountain and then down the mountain, and then you're at this beach in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah. They took us through some neighborhoods. It was like the poorest place on the planet.
Yeah.
Then dropped us off at this paradise beach. And they're like, okay, you got until like 2:20 this afternoon. And then back on the bus and on our way back to the ship. We had very little time to do any shopping in Tortola.
Right.
But back on the ship was okay too. What other specialty restaurants did we enjoy on Aqua? Wasn't there a cool Mexican restaurant? The last day we had like the whole fish in the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, no, that was the Italian restaurant. Italy. That was Italy.
No, Italy was on World America.
Oh.
But on Aqua, they had an authentic Mexican restaurant on there that we went to twice. We went on probably the first day we were on the ship, and then the last day we were on the ship. We also liked the iPad food court on Aqua.
Okay, so we had Cagney's. Cagney's was a good restaurant on the ship.
Steakhouse.
Right. We enjoyed Palomar. We enjoyed the Asian Nama sushi and sashimi. We also enjoyed Sakatai. We enjoyed Los Lobos. That was good. We also enjoyed Onda by Scarpetta. We didn't do La Bistro this time because the last time it was a disaster. And then, of course, we did the local bar and grill. We were in the local bar and grill every day and the Indulge Food Hall. So
we love the local.
There was a good selection of restaurants. Take care, Joe. Great selection of restaurants on there, but honestly, if I had to go back and look, now we're not ranking here, okay? If I had to go back and look and pick my favorite restaurants on that ship, Los Lobos, Cagney's, Palomar, Sukhothai, and Sushi and Sashimi, and Hasuki. So the only one I didn't care for was La Bistro. All the other ones were good. And Onda was meh.
When we went to Sukhothai, we met, was it Todd? Who is a friend of ours on Facebook now?
Todd
Probone? No?
No. Wait, did we meet them? Yes, we met them on Aqua. That's right. We met Todd and we met his husband and Scott. We got to take a tour of the Haven. We met a bunch of great people. We actually met 2 groups full of people. I think we met like 2,000 people or something.
We love meeting new people. And, and it's nice when we can be friends with them after we see them on a cruise ship somewhere and see what's going on in their lives.
So NCL Aqua, what was after that?
What was after that? Well, we had to chase United Airlines credit card that we ran up the points so high that we were able to get 2 free tickets to Hong Kong.
That was insane.
In September, after September 15th, extended tax deadline, Lucia and I got on a plane. We
took off.
We flew to Hong Kong. and we got there and it started to rain.
Oh,
I mean, buckets.
we got stuck in the Ragasa in Hong Kong.
Of rain. Ragasa was the name of the monsoon that was coming through. And it is typhoon season. So when a monsoon comes through, you better hunker down. Well, 3 days before the monsoon actually hit, it rained like cats and dogs.
Oh my God, it was so
We
bad.
were barricaded in our hotel room, looking out the window, waiting to see if the rain might stop enough for us to walk to the local restaurant,
right,
or the convenience store for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
3 days barricaded in the hotel in central Hong Kong. We were supposed to go and ride the ding ding. We were supposed to go and ride the mid-level escalator.
Yeah, none of that happened.
None of that stuff happened because it was just too darn wet outside.
Right.
And yes, we had rain gear, we had raincoats and umbrellas. And the one day we walked to McDonald's, we came back and we were soaked from head to toe.
He was sick.
Despite the fact that
he was sick too.
Raincoats.
He could not eat. It was awful.
Well, no, I got sick off of something at the one restaurant. They had milk tea for breakfast.
Yeah.
Right. So they had the pineapple bun.
Yeah.
They had we had some eggs, and I got milk tea. I was like, okay, tea with milk.
Yeah, you can't drink milk. You're lactose intolerant.
But for 2 days after that, I was sick and I lost my appetite. And if
I don't like it when he's sick.
How much I like to eat. It's terrible when I lose my appetite.
Oh, yeah.
Transferred from the airport to our hotel in Hong Kong with Go Travel.
Yep.
And Go Travel, we made a deal with them to come back and take us from our hotel in central Hong Kong up to Hong Kong Disneyland.
Oh, my God. That's when Ragasa hit.
And when we got there,
we got 3 days worth of 2 days tickets.
2 day. We bought a 2-day ticket for $105. Ended up using it for 3 days.
It was
so that averaged out to $35 a day for Hong Kong Disneyland. And this is the smallest Disney park in the world.
Yep.
You can walk from one side of it to the other in 20 minutes flat.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to walk on every single
except
ride
one
there with only a 5-minute wait.
Except one.
What was the one that we had to wait for?
There was one I did not go on.
One you didn't go on?
I did not go on the roller coaster.
Because you didn't wait for it?
Jurassic Park Land. You told me not to.
No, that was
too intense. Oh, sorry.
That's a different park.
Yeah, Hong Kong, we went on everything. The longest wait we were for was for Frozen. Frozen seems to be the most hottest attraction right now across all the Disney parks.
So if you ever get the opportunity to visit Hong Kong Disneyland, do it. You could probably do it in one day. You won't need 2 days.
Yeah, you can do it in a day.
We got to see stuff and take our time.
Yeah.
And they did throw us out of the park at 2:00 the one day because
the storm
Ragasa was coming.
Thank God our hotel wasn't too far.
Everyone had to go home.
Yeah.
And take care of
And we knew we weren't going to Shenzhen. So they're like, you're staying put. Everything's shut down. You think they would do that here? No.
So unfortunately, we were stuck at Hong Kong Disneyland.
Not a bad thing.
Not a terrible place
no, because
to be
we kept
stuck.
going to the one restaurant in the resort because they were so nice to us. So in the beginning, when Glenn and I first started this traveling thing, we used to go at a company called Gate One. Everybody we would meet, we would add them to our Facebook, add them to our Facebook, add them to our Facebook. Well, it's gotten to the point now where when you're traveling 11 years straight, 11 years, can you believe this? We meet so many people to the point where now when we're in public, people will come up to us. Not that this is a bad thing either, but people come up to us and be like, are you the girl that dances in the matching shirts on Facebook?
We watch you on Facebook. Yeah. That's what they say.
I get that all the time. And it's great because when we hear the positive comments, not the negative comments, particularly YouTube channel, it's very refreshing. It's really refreshing.
So that was half of our trip to Asia.
Yeah.
Visited Hong Kong, central Hong Kong for 3 days. Then we went up to Hong Kong Disneyland Resort for another 4 days. And then we went over to Shenzhen, China. I think we only had 3 days left in Shenzhen, China. The thing that we got to do and what we got to see in Shenzhen, we went out to see them under construction on the world's largest indoor ski slope.
This place was so crazy.
It was massive.
The first time that we went there, they were working feverishly. This is how Glenn explains it, to get the park open. We found out that they were opening the park that Monday. Look at him smiling. Isn't this great? That Monday, he said, we have to check out early, but we're not going to the airport until later. Let's go. We get in. Now, this is not when we lost the internet pack either. That was previous. That was another story. We get in the car. We go out there. We walk in, and it's open. I was like, oh, my God. I'm like, they opened it in 2 days.
They had a marching band. They had Chinese dignitaries.
They were blessing every store.
Every store that was there got a blessing from the Chinese dragon.
And when we would walk by certain people, they would say, thank you for coming to our country. You're the only Americans here.
People there for the grand opening, and we were the only Americans.
And they thanked us more than once for being there.
Mm-hmm.
The best part was seeing Glenn's face light up like Christmas Day when he was a kid, because I've seen pictures, when they unveiled the window to where the ski area was. He was so happy.
They had windows that looked out on the snow, and they had to squeegee them because there were so many people breathing in the building.
Yeah.
And so that was the highlight of our trip to China.
Right.
Was to get to see that thing happening. We did some more shopping. We did some more eating in China.
Have we said anything funny tonight for our live show for the past 36 minutes to be funny?
Funny?
Yeah.
We're kind of going over what we did on our vacations this year.
I guess
we got all the way up to September.
I guess people forget where I came from.
What do you mean?
Just a comment from the peanut gallery.
Where did you come from?
My mother's asshole?
I guess so. Is that what happened? Did you drop you on your head a couple times?
Let's do another song.
Let's do it.
All right. What's coming up next so people know?
Next, we're going to tell you about the Halloween cruise.
Okay. I know you see it in the light of day. To tell her everything's A-okay. And medication don't do much. Yeah. It's numbs the brain. I haven't played the song in so long. Guess you might say I'm a little intense. I'm on the bright side of being hell-bent. So take it from me, you're not the only one who can see straight. If you're ever in doubt, don't sell yourself short, you're starting bulletproof. Hard to move mountains when you realize, but you gotta try. I'm calling out, get up wherever you are. Get up, what's taking too long? Get up, get a move on. Stop calling, I'm calling out. Get up, get a move on. Get up, ain't nothing wrong. 'Cause I believe whatever. Oh my God. And I agree, you can do much better. Trust me. Boy, I gotta get back into playing piano in 2026. I'm losing my touch. Go on.
So visiting China, Lucia has a Chinese visa installed in her passport. I have an old passport with a 10-year visa in it that was from 2017. 2017 is the first time we went to China. So that visa is good until 2027.
Yeah.
The other thing I've heard is that you can go to China without a visa if you are traveling there as a tourist for up to 2 weeks, I believe.
Yep.
So if you're going longer than 2 weeks, you definitely need a visa. If you're less than 2 weeks, you don't need a visa. let's talk about the Halloween cruise. Let's talk about the brand new MSC super mega ship called World America.
So, for those of you that know us, we have been cruising MSC since day one. 2015, 2016, MSC is our deal. Even though we started out with NCL Star, MSC ended up being on top. Glenn has recently become Diamond member. So when we were on World Europa, we booked World America, and we got one hell of an amazing room. We had the whole back of the ship. We had easy access to everything. Europa and World America are similar, but Europa's got more of a European feel to it, where America is more Americanized. And people are still complaining that there's a lot of European stuff in it, and they're tweaking it every day.
So yes, we had the whole back of the ship.
We
had
did.
a hot tub. We
It
had
was
a
great.
wraparound balcony. We had a huge bedroom,
So good.
dining room,
Yeah.
little kitchen area, walk-in closet,
hot tub on the deck.
And cruising through the Caribbean, sitting in your own hot tub on the back.
We loved that ship so much.
Amazing.
We booked the same room for World Asia, going to Europe. In the middle of winter.
And we're gonna get
to see some European cruises. European Christmas markets. But MSC is the only one that I will march my ass down to the next cruise desk the day of the cruise and book the next one. Only one. I can't do it with NCL because NCL is too much in the Caribbean right now. So NCL would really, 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 really have to blow me away with an itinerary like the Panama Canal or something like that for me to get on that ship. Now, the idea of going on a Carnival cruise in Australia 2027 would be really good. I like that idea. I really like the idea. He's in his phone again. Merry Christmas, John fucking Cognetti.
This is a family show. We just went over this. Jesus.
Oh, stop. We're 43 minutes in and I used a curse bomb.
Stop it, will ya?
So yeah, MSC would be the only cruise ship that's going to get me to the next cruise destination. Day of the cruise, book the next one. That's exactly what I did to Glenn. We were on America and I booked Asia. He didn't know what was going on. Because they're coming out with a lot of big ships.
So next December, we have a hot tub on the balcony, on our balcony.
Oh, yeah.
On World Asia, a brand new ship that just starts to sail next December. We were supposed to be on the inaugural sailing. We're going to be on the second sailing.
But I'm sure there'll be some creators on that one. So
from Barcelona, Spain.
Yeah.
Which we're going to do some pre-cruise days in Spain.
Yeah.
We're going to visit Naples, Marseille, Genoa, France.
All the same ones
Malta,
we've already been to.
And Sicily.
What ship did we see those on? Europa?
Europa.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with that.
But each one of these cities is going to have its own Christmas market in December. So we're going to do a Christmas market tour of the Mediterranean.
It's going to be good.
And I can't wait to taste some hot wine and cold beer and big pretzels.
Now, of course, he skipped all the cruises or all the adventures that are coming up in 2026. But hey, that's okay.
Well, I'm still talking about World America, and we booked World Asia on World America. I'm just
throwing in that predecessor. We still have one more adventure coming up this year.
Well, we came back. We were back for 3 weeks. And then we left on Thanksgiving for Japan.
Right.
And we got to visit Sapporo in the north. The northernmost island in Japan is Hokkaido. They get snow there, more snow than anywhere else on the planet, I think. And we also got to visit on a long weekend Nagano, home of the 1998 Winter Olympics. And we stayed at our friend Daniel and Yuka's Rakunayan home, We were the first people to stay in their newest Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
We had what was less than 15-minute walk to the train station from there, but a 3-minute walk to their main street in Naramasu.
So good.
Naramasu, which
Take me back.
What was it, about 40 minutes outside of central
Yeah.
Tokyo? It was about 40 minutes by train outside of central Tokyo. But the main street there had a half a dozen different restaurants
It really did.
you want to eat this.
Yes, you do.
We had the first night we went to the ladies' izakaya, and we were some of the only people sitting at the bar. She had bottles of sake that were this tall.
That was feeling pretty good
for me, and she was making food for us for the whole night.
It was so good.
Then we found the Chinese restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
We ate there twice.
We did.
We found the meat on a stick restaurant up the street and ate there twice. Well, I ate there once.
You ate there once.
I brought
You
stuff
ate there
home.
twice. I ate there once.
Right. I brought stuff home for Lucia because it was only, like I said, a 3-minute walk from where we were staying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was a nip in the air, but it was still
cold.
fantastic weather. And unfortunately, every time that we've been to Japan before, it's been in the summertime or the shoulder season.
Yep.
And I would sweat and sweat and sweat. I would be uncomfortable. This time here, just put a coat on. If you get too hot, you can take some layers off. And most of the days we were in Tokyo was 60 degrees and sunny. And back home, they were getting 15 degrees and winter-like weather. And stop and see some of the things that we saw and did on our playlists on the YouTube for Japan 2025. The playlist will include one video from each day, and we got to relax. We set aside time for us to just do nothing.
Right.
We set aside time for ourselves so that we could just sleep in or go to bed late or sit down and watch some YouTube videos in Rakunayan home. The cost of renting a whole house, and there would be enough room for, I would say, 5 or 6 people to sleep there. Right?
Right.
5 or 6 people could sleep in the house. The house was $120 a night, America.
Mm-hmm.
So if we stayed at one of the hotels in central Tokyo, it would be over $220 a night. So the money that we saved by staying at an Airbnb was one thing, because we were able to use it to feed ourselves. But by staying in the Airbnb, it was like we were living there. It was like we were part of the local.
Go on.
We were part of the local economy. Not only that, we made friends there, and we're going to go back there and see these friends of ours again, because next time we go back to Japan, we're staying in the same place.
You know, just on a side note, whenever somebody puts a question out there about where is the best tripe, these people have no idea. So somebody had put a question in the Pittston community page, looking for a restaurant that has tripe. Any help is appreciated. So right off the bat, somebody tags me, and I said, send them to the NEPA Tripe Tour. But we do have some new contenders to look forward to in the new year. We've got Gramercy in Pittston. We have Marinacci's. We have Apple Treehouse. We have the Gramercy. I don't know if I said that. Biscotto's in Exeter. It's the old Susquehanna Bar and Grill. Tony's in Endicott, New York.
Well, save that.
I am.
Let's wrap up the year here, because we're almost there.
I know, but hold on a second. So I'm going to say,
stop.
No, I'm going to say this. If you guys really want to know who has the best tripe, don't say Google it. Okay. Don't say that it sucks. Go over to the NEPA Tripe Tour.
Help you with this.
No, Go over to the NEPA Tripe Tour.
That's where you'll find it.
And that's where you'll find it. That's all I got to say. Thank you, Salmon Fire, for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate you being here. Okay. Continue. Sorry.
It was our longest trip to Japan.
Yep. 2 weeks.
We were gone over 2 weeks. We were gone 2.5 weeks. And came back. We landed in New Jersey at 6:30 at night.
Yep.
And we were sitting down at the Machine Gun Kelly concert at 9 o'clock at night over in Brooklyn.
Right.
Despite it being so busy with the Christmas time in New York City, we made it to the show. Got back to work at the office for a couple of weeks there. And now we get to celebrate the holidays. Wishing everybody a very Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And stay tuned for our last adventure of the year. Tomorrow we embark on a tour of Ottawa, Canada.
We do.
And Mont-Tremblant, which is
we've been there before.
North of
and
Montreal.
You can definitely find those in the playlist when we were there the last time.
This is some of the best skiing on the east coast of North America. And world-class resorts that have spa and restaurants and activities for children.
Right.
And we have a special treat. It's not even a week from now. About 4 days from now, you're going to see the playlist that includes a helicopter tour of Mont-Tremblant.
Well, we don't give out too much, just
all right. Stay tuned. This is our last adventure of the year.
Now, we have a special treat for you coming up. So a couple days ago, which I was surprised that nobody engaged on it, we listed 25 restaurants that we felt were worthy. And out of this 25, Glenn, I'm going to read off the list real quick. I'm not going to run through it real fast, but
let's tell you what the list is made of.
So the list is made of everything. You talk. Sorry. We were supposed to do our live on December 28th, not tonight, but that's okay.
Our list of our top 25 restaurants does not include any of the restaurants that we ate at while we were on vacation.
No.
So all of the trips that we told you about between Beijing and Greece and Aqua, World America, the trip to Hong Kong and Shenzhen, the trip to Japan just now, none of these restaurants are included anywhere in any of those episodes.
I don't even have to think. I could tell you who my number one is, but go ahead.
In no particular order, the list of 25 includes the places that left a mark on us during 2025.
Let me take a picture. I'm going to pop it in the screen here so people can see it. Can you see that? No. All right. So here, I'll ramble them off real quick. We've got Colaruso's 2.0. We've got Vinny's in Massachusetts. We got Paglukia's in Massachusetts. We've got Rodano's. We've got Ben's Fresh. We got Main Street Meats. Wait, Rodano's in Wilkes-Barre. Ben's Fresh in Port Jervis. Main Street Meats in Greentown. Tommy's Pizza Corner in Wilkes-Barre. Cinco Nino's in Stroudsburg. Double Cut Steakhouse in Stroudsburg. Leftist Gyro in New York. Polly's Hot Dog in Honesdale. Gino's Bistro Bar in Troop. Yummy Bowl Dunmore. Fairview Cafe and Restaurant in Tafton. Wally's Pizza in Hawley. Jersey Mike's Subs in Dixon City. Tony's Pizza in Greentown. Mama's Pizzeria in Roxbury, New Jersey. El Reyes Tech in Wilkes-Barre. Tony's Snack Bar in Scranton. Kinya Ramen Yakitori in Wilkes-Barre. Tokyo Japanese Steakhouse in Dixon City. Frank's Place in Forest City, Carbondale. Mount Airy Casino Resort Buffet in Mount Pocono, and Queen City Tavern in Alvin. Mr. Murph, who's your number one?
They are in no particular order.
Nope.
But I have to say that we uncovered one of the best pizzas that I've ever eaten.
Well, we're each going to pick our top three. So you pick your top three.
Okay, well, I'm telling you what my number one is.
Okay.
My number one is the upside down Sicilian pie from Tony's in Greentown.
Really?
Okay.
Nice.
That to me was the best pizza of the year.
Nice.
And by upside down Sicilian, it's a very thin crust. They layer cheese on top of the dough.
Yep.
They have olive oil, Parmesan Ruggiero, and some of the best pizza sauce that I've tasted.
My number one, this is a good one. In the 11 years that we have been doing food reviews, only one personally invited us to come out. And to me, that means the world to me. So my number one was Ben's Fresh in Port Jervis, New York.
Ben's Fresh has it going on.
Bobby, you're
is a hustler.
Oh, yeah.
And he can sling pizza and sandwiches with the best of them.
Who's your number two?
My number two, and it's...
Please don't pick mine. Please don't pick mine. Please don't pick mine. No,
Please don't pick mine. My number two is actually Vinny's in Boston. Did I pick yours?
No.
No. Okay. So
why?
Vinny's was not in Boston. It was just outside of Boston. What is the name of it? Somerville, Massachusetts.
Yep.
And we went there on a Sunday night.
We did.
And it was a little Italian restaurant out of a movie scene.
Oh, yeah.
Is what it was.
Oh, yeah.
We went there because Lucia wanted tripe.
So bad.
We got there, and it was tricky finding the parking space out front so that no one would tow our car while we were there. But we sat down. We were greeted by the owner of the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
We were greeted by the head waitress. She gave us a carafe of wine and a pasta that we ate through with anchovies.
Oh, yes.
That Lucia loves.
Not my number two.
Lucia got her dish of tripe, and she was absolutely in heaven. And I just felt like we were in an Italian restaurant out of a movie scene.
Nice.
And everything was absolutely perfect there.
So
my number two.
Walk into a little town and just stroll on in, and the people are funny the minute you walk in the door. They all say hello to you. They're funny as... I'm not going to curse.
Somebody lived in Somerville.
Yeah, Salmon Fire. And they always greeted you with a smile. My number two is Paulie's Hot Dogs in Lonesdale.
Hey, good one.
Yeah.
Now,
who's your number three?
For number three.
Don't pick my number three. Please don't pick my number three.
No, I'm gonna have a tie for number three.
No ties.
I have a tie.
Number three, an honorable mention. Nope.
I can't decide one or the other.
No, please don't pick them out of the... Please no.
What is your major malfunction, Gomer Pyle?
I'm just playing with you, pal. Gomer. I'm just playing with you, pal, Gomer. Come on.
All right. Tommy's Pizza Corner in Kingston.
Okay.
And Rodano's on the square in Wilkes-Barre. All right.
Not my number three.
Maybe you didn't notice, but I am a pizza fanatic.
NPA pizza reviews right up your alley.
Well, any PA pizza review, I appreciate that he has his slice count and he and he shops at Orlando's on North South Road.
He's been doing this for years, man.
And he has his garage set up to teach people how to make better pizza.
Yep.
And you know, too many people are just stuck on the couple of pizzas that they eat.
That's right.
When I grew up in the West Side, we had Maggio's Pizza,
in the West Side.
The fellow was straight out of New York City, making New York pies, and we had Brownie's Pizza, we had Conforti's Pizza.
Oh my God!
We had Gemma's Pizza.
Oh my God!
Okay,
you're old as fuck.
Well, all of these places. None of these places exist anymore.
No,
they're just not there anymore.
No.
So me to go out now and find some of these pizzas that I so desire. It brings back fond memories of the pizza past that I was born with.
Nice.
In West Scranton.
But yeah, for you, those are good choices.
Mm-hmm.
My number 3.
Number 3.
Have you ever walked into a bowling alley and put your lips on the most juicy, crispy French fries with cheese and gravy?
Tony Snack Bar?
Yes!
Whoa!
Yes!
Yeah!
Yes!
Go
I love Tony. I love Tony.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
that's what we do. We posted our top 25 restaurants. We just told you Lucia's top 3, my top 3. They're not listed in any particular order. No. It's just like when it might be like a timeline of when we got to eat at all these places, but take it from us.
Yeah.
If you are near any one of these places,
please go visit.
And go and visit them. Tell them that we sent you, and tell them that we know they are the best.
Yes. Yes. Now, hold on a minute. Yes. So we are at the end of our show.
You don't even know the song.
Oh, I know the song.
You don't even know the song.
Just wait a minute. Oh, I know the song. Just wait. So we're going to wrap this up. Before we wrap it up, got a song for you. And I just want to say, well, you know what? Let's do the song, and then I'll conclude to what I want to say.
Boy, the way Glenn Miller played, talking to the microphone. Those were the days.
You knew you were there,
and you knew how to talk into the microphone.
History could use a
man like Herbert Hoover again. I can hear you.
Didn't need no welfare state.
Everybody pull his weight.
Everybody pooped their weight.
The selling great. Those were the days. Merry Christmas.
Eddie,
Happy New Year, everybody.
Eddie, you're late. We
Eddie,
just got done. You're late.
Ho, 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 ho.
All right. We're going to wrap this up. I just want to say thanks for hanging out and closing the year with us. Thank you for being here and sharing the year with us. Wishing you all a great 2026. Let's see what it brings. And that's it for 2025. We'll catch you soon.
Peace out.